Hey TACB members, Mastermind members, it's Rob Cosberg here, and welcome to today's meeting with Association of Christian Businesses, TACB.org. I got a lesson for you today, and I want to talk about something that might be just a little bit controversial, at least in Christian circles it can be. It's found in John chapter 7, kind of the principle is there. I'm going to read it, and then we're going to talk about some different things and applications for it. So in John 7 it says, "After this Jesus went around in Galilee, purposefully staying away from Judea because the Jews there were waiting to take his life." I'd stay away too. "But when the Jewish Feast of Tabernacles was near, Jesus' brothers said to him, 'You ought to leave here and go to Judea, so that your disciples may see the miracles that you do. No one who wants to become a public figure acts in secret. Since you're doing these things, show yourself to the world.' For even his own brothers did not believe in him." In verse 6 it says, "Therefore Jesus told them, 'The right time for me has not yet come, but for you any time is the right time.'" Jesus' brothers say something pretty interesting to him. They tell him that if he wants to become a public figure, that no public figure acts in secret, and that he needs to go and show himself at this very public feast, where there were many people there, where he could do his miracles. Of course, they were being sarcastic, and at that time did not believe in him. But really, the principle holds completely true. And so what we're going to talk about today, and the principles that I want to really help you to grasp today, is the idea of becoming famous in your marketplace and in your niche for impact on the world and for profit in your business. You see, Jesus, of course, who's more famous than him? To get his message across, there had to be a certain amount of fame that came with all of the miracles and the message that he gave. In the same way, if you want to get the message of your business across, and if you want to make an impact and profit from your business, then in your niche and with your business, you're going to have to create a certain amount of fame for yourself specifically and for your business. So I want to give you 4 things here specifically to talk about for becoming famous for both impact and profit. Number 1, you need to niche down in your field. Now I know in the Mastermind group we have many different businesses represented, and of course in TACB.org we have literally dozens and dozens of different business professions. So I'm not talking about just niching to your business and what you do. I'm talking about niching down to the specifics and to a specific marketplace within your business. Here's the bottom line. If you try to sell to everybody, you'll end up selling to nobody. So you really need to think in terms of who your ideal customer and client is. You know, Crown Financial, we are known as the Christian debt relief experts. And in our little niche in South Florida, we're pretty famous. In fact, we're the biggest company that really focuses in the Christian debt relief space there in South Florida. Now that has meant, you know, excellent impact. We've been able to reach many, many people, share our faith, cry with people, counsel in marriages, and you know what? It's also meant profit for both my business partner Mark and myself. Our business can't go on without profit. We need to profit. And the 11 employees that we have need to get paid. So there's nothing wrong with becoming famous for both impact and profit in your niche. So number 1, you need to niche down in your field. You need to think about your area, and you need to think about your specific marketplace, who it is that you're speaking to. Number 2, you need to crystallize your offering to the marketplace. You know, we call this the message or your unique selling proposition. You need to crystallize that for your marketplace. If you don't have your USP yet, really it's something that in many ways you need to drop everything else. You need to really figure that out. You figure that out because that's you communicating to your potential customer or client what it is that you do and why it is that they should deal with you instead of every other option or the option of doing absolutely nothing in your space. So you need to make sure that you communicate that clearly and with the benefits necessary for them to take action. So that's number 2. Number 1, niche down. Number 2, crystallize your offering. Number 3, you need to figure out your best media options. Most people know that we started very small on the radio, really testing it almost 4 years ago. And since that time, we have become, again, in our small niche for Crown Financial, we've become the dominant player. In fact, the cool thing about really becoming dominant and famous in your niche is that many times it creates a barrier of entry for other businesses that would like to get into the very niche that you're in. Here's what I mean by that. In South Florida, if you turn on Christian radio, Way FM, Reach FM, Grace FM, you're going to hear our message over and over and over again more than anybody else in our niche and in our space. So for those that are in it, there's this barrier. They feel like, gosh, I mean, why should I even enter the marketplace in the radio? Because Crown Financial owns that. They're played over and over and over again, and so there's a barrier there. When you start small and begin to build and own that niche and become famous for it, it will create a barrier of entry for other businesses that would like to get involved. Number 4, very simple, you need to rinse and repeat. So, niche down in your field. Working with everyone is really working with no one. Number 2, crystallize your offering to marketplace, your USP. Nail that. What are the benefits? Number 3, figure out your best media options. And number 4, rinse and repeat. And what I mean by rinse and repeat is you don't just stop with that one media option. We haven't stopped there. We went from Way FM to Grace FM to Reach FM. We've also gone to the internet. Of course, we're now doing the same thing in Southern California that we were doing there in South Florida. And we've looked at and used every other type of media to own our space in an even greater way. So I want you to consider these things. As Jesus said, and as the brothers said, no one who wants to become a public figure acts in secret. Now, you may not want to become a public figure, but I'm telling you, that's your opportunity to own your space and to become famous for both impact and profit. Mastermind members, have a great Mastermind meeting. I hope this was super helpful to you. Have a great day.